This week on Afternoon Express, we celebrate festive fashion and holiday cheer as speech therapist and newly crowned Miss South Africa, Kawekazi Mazaleni, shares her passion projects and takes to the catwalk for a fashion extravaganza in the winelands. Content creator and viral influencer Sarah Langa looks back on her incredible year. We have helpful hints for moms, and you could win a 2,000 Rand voucher. Karishma shows us her poolside must-haves for summer fun. Talented Chef Mo shares Cape Malay-inspired recipes for a festive season spread. And Rich Mnisi previews a fabulous new range inspired by a premier champagne event. Good evening, Zansi, and welcome to the show. We have a very special guest for you all today, as we have the honor of sitting down with Miss South Africa 2025, Kawekazi Mazaleni. This is an incredible woman with big plans, and we cannot wait to hear more. Please give a warm welcome to Kawekazi. Hello, gorgeous girl.
Hi, how are you?
Very good. How are you feeling?
I'm doing great.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing great. It's good to be here.
I love to see you. I love it when we have pageant girls. The crown looks beautiful on you.
Thank you so much.
Has it actually sunk in?
I think slowly but surely. When I was crowned, not really. But as I did more interviews and really started living it out, then there's days where I wake up and I'm still like, and then there's other times I'm like, okay, I miss South Africa.
Oh man, stop it. Are you sleeping with your sash?
Next to my bed. Yeah. So I sleep and it's just there laid on the bed.
Oh man, Kawe, you had such a beautiful journey doing Miss South Africa. I lived on your Instagram pages. Tell me about the why. Why did you decide Miss South Africa?
So for me, my background is in speech therapy.
Yes.
And doing speech therapy, I'd always do my sessions in English and in Afrikaans, and it was lovely. But there was this one session where I started doing it, and I had a patient who was Xhosa. Her background was Xhosa. And initially, we had tried to do our sessions in English, but I could see there was a bit of a disconnect between the two of us.
Yes, yes.
So when I switched over to doing it in Xhosa, you could see how she lit up. So from that, I decided, okay, let me just start writing books and creating these resources for her specifically to be able to kind of engage a bit more. Did some research, and it turns out that when children are actually able to learn their foundations in their home language, it sets them up for success at later years. And so I started with that. I self-published a book, and now we really are just using Miss South Africa to champion that forward.
Oh, emphasis on self-publish, sweetie. Because how old are you, Kawe?
I'm 24.
24 is crazy, and you have done so much.
Thank you.
What I love also is you always speak about your predecessors. You come from a long line of esteemed Miss SAs. How does it feel for you to be on that list? Like you are now and forever Miss South Africa 2025.
It's the funniest thing. They added me to a group chat.
Yeah.
And everybody said congratulations. But honestly, the caliber of women that they are, I'm so incredibly honored to just be a part of them and to continue this legacy that they've started and created.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And what can we expect from you? What do you hope the year will be like?
So for me, I'm really excited just to publish a lot more books, whether it's just me or including other multilingual authors, illustrators, translators, for us to champion this and make sure that children can have access to books and resources in their home languages. But what I really, really want to do is also to create literacy workshops for parents, caregivers, and teachers in our underserved communities, because it's only when we start really working within communities that we're able to see changes within the foundations.
Oh, and I don't think that people in South Africa realize the scale of the problem.
It's 40% of our grade 1 learners don't actually make it to matric.
40% is crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot. And then 81% of our students in grade 4, they're already struggling to read for meaning and writing. So for us really to have a generation that has those employable skills and are able to critically engage and have those meaningful conversations, we need to fix it at the root cause, which is through literacy.
And you said something so powerful that stuck with me today as well, because you said leadership is a responsibility. And I think there's so much power in that. What did you mean by that when you said it? And how are you hoping to use that throughout your journey?
Sure, that's such a beautiful question. So when I say leadership is a responsibility, I'm thinking even back to previous versions of myself, whether I was a leader at school or in university, or even I was sitting as Miss South Africa. You really do, you have a responsibility to the people that you're leading to really understand their problems and not just come with solutions that you've thought of by yourself, but to think about how is the solution that I'm bringing in going to actually affect the people that you're leading. So it's really just being an empathetic leader.
I can't have you here without bringing up your family. I mean, we got to experience your journey not only through your page, but also through Homba's page.
Yes.
Such a big support system. I'm sure she's the cheerleader of your support system.
She is.
How important was your family cheering you on?
My sister had done Homba's done Miss South Africa in 2023.
Yes.
And the way that she completely transformed as a person, she came out a lot more self-confident and so much of a go-getter that walking into Miss South Africa, I really felt like it was almost a self-development journey that I was about to walk. So in terms of that, that was beautiful, but it's also the way that my entire family has shown up for me. Mwamba is the excitement.
Yes.
My oldest sister, who's 36 years old, she's very much the calm in everything, who centers me back to my why. And then my mom and my dad, they're just complete supporters.
Yes. I love that you also spoke on pageants being about self-development. It's not just about beauty like it was all that time ago.
South Africa's in a completely new era,
Yes.
where it's about leadership, it's about transformation, it's about purpose. And with our chairman and the patron of Miss South Africa, it's Dr. Precious Moloi Motsepe. Her being involved in this journey, you can see how much it's been focused on self-development, and it's been a very, very intentional journey. So as much as it's come out with all this glitz and glam, I can see how I've changed within the journey to becoming Miss South Africa, and it's been so beautiful.
Kawe, you have given us a beautiful window view of what your life looks like, but I'm sure that there's so much about you we don't know. So who is Kawe in her spare time when the crown is not on her head?
Kawe, I think she really is a lover of life. My friends like to say, girl, you love to do everything.
Yes.
But so if I'm at home, I'm either crocheting, there's a dress I've been working on, which I'm so excited to finish. And then I love to bake, I love to cook. I listen to a lot. When I say a lot, I mean a lot of music.
Not the normal amount.
Yes, not the normal amount. Yeah, I listen to a lot of music. And I'm a big singer, not the best, but I sing nonetheless.
I love that so much because I feel like we have the same problem.
100%.
I'm tired of hearing people shouting, keep quiet.
Exactly. Let the inner star shine.
Now, I'm sure you know that wearing your title as Miss South Africa instantly puts you on that list of role models. There are many young girls looking up to you right now. What words of encouragement do you have for them going into the new year?
I think for them, I'd really like to say that wherever you are on your journey, and if there's something that you want to achieve, start exactly with what it is that you have. So if it's a small resource that you have, utilize it to the best of your abilities, because when you are given bigger platforms for you to start doing the work that you want to do, you already have that confidence in yourself that you're able to bring it through. So just start wherever you are.
Oh, I love that. Beautifully put. Kawe, thank you so much for sitting down with me. I'll catch up with you in a bit.
100%. Thank you so much, Ayanda.
Up next, Miss SA takes to the runway at an AFI fashion event in the Winelands, and Sarah Langa joins us on the couch.
Make room for more surprise and delight. Life's better with Pep Home.
At a recent event in the Winelands, the newly minted Miss SA and her runners-up were in their elements on the runway for a fashion extravaganza showcasing contemporary African fashion. The event was hosted by AFI founder and now Miss SA organization chairperson, Dr. Precious Moloi Motsepe.
We are in Stellenbosch at Wine Farm, and we have a fashion show by the House of Nala, Africa Fashion International's retail arm, and we are pairing food, wine, and couture.
I'm so pleased that we were greeted with wonderful weather today. So first and foremost, I'm grateful that I can come and rock this beautiful dress on a beautiful, bright summer's day with beautiful surroundings. So I'm really happy that the weather showed up for us today.
Today I'm looking forward to really getting to understand what slow fashion is about and what women are looking for and what the trends of fashion are taking us now in this new era.
AFI AFI has been around for about 17 years, and we started Cape Town Fashion Week, Joburg Fashion Week, to give designers a platform to showcase their creativity. We then introduced learnerships and skills development like master classes, as well as an incubation platform that we call Fast Track, where we invite young designers to come and learn about the business of fashion. We have since trained many students in this Fast Track program, and a lot of them have done very, very well. So I'm very positive about the fashion industry in South Africa and on the continent.
Fashion house Fabro Sands makes clothing for the modern-day working woman with an eye for style and impeccable detail.
The collection today is the collection that we showcase for Miss South Africa, which is our resort collection. So it's something that takes you to holiday. So the colors that we use, the cream, natural colors, and then how they accessorize it as well. The print is the Tshwane print, which is inspired by the capital city of South Africa, which is Pretoria.
I love this event. I'm so excited to be here. The capsules are very interesting and they give that South African vibe to it as well. So I'm having a great time and the show is absolutely amazing.
Nala Privé is AFI's in-house ready-to-wear brand, carefully crafted and designed by a talented team, including the creative Lois Dube.
So the collection is called Be Fruitful and Multiply. It's inspired by a Bible scripture. The word Nala means abundance in Setswana and in Zulu. So we took from that and we looked at it from a perspective of abundance and multiplying and being fruitful. And then you'll see that some of the goodie bags and some of the clothes have the print on them. And that print is the landscape of where we are, which is the Hidden Valley Wine Farm. And for us, that was a physical manifestation of what it means to be fruitful and to multiply.
I think it's about connecting the goodness of the soil which is here that we find, the nature that we find here, and also combining with the creativity, the craftsmanship, the quality of designs. So the two, fashion and winemaking, come together and they go through long processes. You have to be patient, and I love that we could bring fashion and food and wine together.
This event is amazing. I mean, I got to meet Miss South Africa, Kawi Mazaleni, and the rest of the ladies from Miss South Africa as well, Yanda, Garabo, you name them. They all look amazing, and they did so well walking down the runway.
I love House of Nala, so I'm wearing something of theirs right now from the Nala Privé. It's by Lois, and it's this beautiful burnt orange piece which has a lot of volume. But I've worn a few of their looks throughout my range so far, and I'm really looking forward to wearing more throughout the year. I think they're doing incredibly globally. I know that AFI went to the Met Gala earlier on this year. They had some pieces that were worn by South Africans, so I think we're actually doing quite well on the global stage.
Fashion is a means of self-expression as well as a celebration of our rich cultural heritage. The world of African fashion continues to expand each day. Now we're joined by exceptional content creator Sarah Langa to find out what she has been up to this year. Let's give her a warm welcome.
Thank you.
Hello, gorgeous girl. How are you today?
I'm so good. So happy to be here.
We are happy that you are joining us. Now, I'm trying to think of words to describe you, and I think outside of successful, busy comes to mind. Sarah, how in the world do you juggle all the things you do?
It's really difficult, but I think because I started off as an academic, you just learn time management from a really young age.
Yes.
And how to prioritize the things that are important. So I just have applied the same principles for this past decade, and it seems to be working really well.
Clearly it is because you are doing so well.
Yeah.
I'm also so happy that you touched up on being an academic, because clearly education is really important to you. How big of a deal do you think it's played for you to come from that world of academia?
So it was always my plan A. I finished high school knowing that I was going to be an academic. I wanted to be an actuary or a doctor.
Of course you did.
It only made sense that I needed a qualification to do that, because that was the only perception of a path that I had to success. So this came about, social media, sharing my life online, and slowly became a job. But I always stayed true to the plan A.
Yeah.
I always followed through with what my core initial goal was going to be, and yeah, here we are 4 qualifications later, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm still doing the same thing I was doing 10 years ago and still happy, but it's nice to know that I can pivot at any point.
I want to draw from the different hats that you wear.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know about SL Interiors, so please can we talk about that? It's your interior company that you have that's all about African modernism and beauty. What inspired that?
Interior design is a passion. I loved creating and curating spaces. So it was a no-brainer when I looked into branching into a new career path, because after a decade of content creation, I wanted to see like what else is out there. And I drifted towards my passion, which is to create homes. So I moved to London for 3 years to study interior design to get the qualification. And then I realized that there's a gap in the industry. We don't have a category within interior design that defines what an African home looks like.
Yes.
And I mean, you go to Paris and there's like a specific aesthetic when you walk into homes, hotels. And I just felt like it was just so sad that when I think of an African home, I can't think of...
Nothing specific comes to mind. Yes.
And I wanted to come back home and do research and find out what creates an African home and how do we modernize it, how do we make it appealing enough for the everyday person to want their home to look like that.
Yes.
And that is what SL Interior is pivoted on, creating African homes and modernizing African aesthetics and just trying to create a narrative behind what makes an African home.
Yes. And in South African context, that's so important.
Yeah.
Moving on though to fashion, we cannot talk with Sarah Langa without bringing up fashion. I'm going to start with Durban July this year because your look was amazing. Tell me about that black and gold look from Balmain and how the creative team came together.
So I spent 6 months pre-Durban July obsessed with subcultures, like African subcultures, and one subculture that stood out for me was the Skotane culture.
Yes.
And I think it's also because I grew up in the time when being a Skotane was super cool.
It was a
and
thing.
Yeah, it was really a thing, from the music to the just full-on aesthetic outfits and also just what the culture represented, you know?
Yes.
And obviously Durban July is a key event for me every year. And Balmain approached me and asked to dress me, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so perfect. I can't think of any other brand that represents luxury and that crossover of like European, Italian luxury with South African subcultures. And it was just a no-brainer and tied together with the theme as well. Like this was a true representation of what South Africa is, right?
Yes. I can't come to you and not speak about business or fashion because that was a big deal, Sarah. How in the world did you manage to get on that list and what was the experience like? Who did you meet? I have so many questions, I don't know where to start, so I'll give it to you.
It's still a pinch me moment for me. Like it just happened a few weeks ago and being able to remember that like I was in a room with all of the biggest global stars from like
all of them.
Wisdom Cade, who's like, I mean, look up to him, what he's been able to do in the digital space, and Kim Kardashian. I mean, I walked into the room and I was like, firstly, I thought it was going to be massive.
Yeah.
There weren't that many guests, like less than 100 guests.
Which makes it even more special,
so
Sarah.
It was super intimate. I was like talking to Ghana. I was like, yo.
Hi.
And he was so cool. And because everyone that was in that room was someone that's achieved something.
Yeah.
It's someone that has been in the fashion industry and been able to make such a major impact in their countries or in their markets when it comes to business and fashion. And I was invited by a Nigerian designer called Yinka Ash, and he owns this brand called Ash Luxury. Ooh. So I was there representing his brand as a muse, and I think it ties back into what I was saying about pivoting into interior design and African luxury and what that means. It's also just collaboration, right?
Yes.
Being able to go outside of South Africa and learn more about African fashion, learn more about African design, and just being able to like represent another African designer.
Yeah.
And being the first South African content creator who was also invited was just like really such a pinch me moment.
You have achieved so much over the years. I must ask, what is next for Sarah Langa?
Wow, definitely focusing a lot more on, you know, interior design projects. So now I specialize in residential projects. I want to go commercial as well because I really think that it would be incredible to see my work in spaces that are accessible to everyone.
Yes.
And yeah, I have a luxury consignment company called Luvant.
Of course you do.
And I wanted to launch a rental platform where people can take their designer bags and put it on a rental option. and make money off of it. So I think that's the thing, like just going more into entrepreneurship and exploring all the different gaps in the market and seeing how I can just find solutions for these gaps. So yeah.
Oh, we are excited to see it. Sarah, thank you for joining us, but we'll catch up with you in a bit.
Yes.
We applaud Sarah for all the incredible work that she has done, and we'll be back with you right after the break. Up next, some nifty tricks for new moms and colorful ideas for poolside inspiration. Wiggles, giggles, nappies galore. With Cuddlesome exclusive to Pep, we're sharing clever nappy changing tips and simple hacks to make every change quick and easy. From those midnight changes to those morning cuddles, nappy time is one of the biggest parts for every baby's day. Today we are joined by Busi from Midwives Exclusive, along with Margot and Little Arthur to chat all things nappies, from common mistakes to hacks that just make life easier, all thanks to Cuddlesome exclusive to Pep. Busi, let's start with the basics. How often should we be changing baby?
So essentially, you should be changing a baby's nappy every time you find that it's either wet or it's soiled. But a rule of thumb would be to change a baby's nappy every 2 to 3 hours. Even once baby wakes up after a nap, just before you sit down and have a feed with them, you should be changing that baby's nappy.
And what about the baby changing station? What are some of those items that we must absolutely have on hand to make the process of changing the diaper easier?
Make sure you've got a nice, comfortable changing mat for baby. Then you need to have nappies. You must also have wet wipes or even a wet cloth. Then you need a nice bum cream. Make sure that you also have an extra set of clothes sitting there just in case baby has made a mess on the clothes too.
So in the evening, do we wake up baby to change the diaper? Because you did say 2 to 3 hourly.
So at night, it's a little bit different. Before you put baby down to sleep, make sure that nappy is nice and clean because they might sleep a little bit longer. So you essentially want them to go to bed with a dry nappy. Then once baby wakes up for a feed, change their nappy first and then sit down and feed the baby.
Busi, we have been talking so much about nappies, but can you give us a step-by-step guide of how to put one on?
You need to place baby nice and comfortably on your changing mat. Make sure that you don't leave baby's sight at any point once you start the nappy changing, because babies can easily roll off. A nice trick that you can use is to actually take the clean nappy and slide it under the dirty nappy, just to avoid a bit of a mess. Then you open up your wipes and you then wipe baby. Be nice and gentle also, because the baby's skin is very, very sensitive. Once baby's nice and clean, then get your bum cream ready. It's very important to choose something that will provide a nice barrier to be able to protect baby's skin from the moisture and from the friction that sometimes happen from the nappy. So choosing something with the zinc oxide is very good, so that protects baby very, very nicely. Avoid things that are very scented also in terms of choosing bum cream and even the wipes, just to prevent baby developing a rash at a later stage. Close up your nappy and then you pull your tags forward. Just ensure that baby's nappy is not too tight also. Then make sure that the sides that go around the legs are pulled out nicely, that the elastics are around baby's legs, just to prevent spillage on the sides. In the newborn phase, ensure that the nappy is folded underneath the umbilical cord, especially if it's still on and hasn't fallen off yet. You want to prevent that moisture from the nappy making the cord very wet.
Do you have any hacks or tips that we can use to make nappy changing time more enjoyable and easy?
So one of those tips would be to keep a nappy grab bag that is ready with all your essentials, so it just makes nappy changing much easier. Another tip would be, just before putting the clean nappy on, to give a few seconds or a few moments just to air the area that you're working with. Lastly would be to just talk to your baby, keep baby calm, make them laugh, you can even tickle them, just to make sure that they're nice and calm during a nappy change.
This is my nappy grab bag kit for everyday use. We have a changing mat, set of nappies, more is always better. We have jelly, baby bum cream, some wet wipes, a big pack is also good, and a set of clothing, always nice to have, and a washcloth. And there we go, my nappy grab bag kit.
And here's something exciting. You could win a 2,000 Rand PIP voucher to stock up on your baby essentials with Cuddlesome. To enter, head to our Afternoon Express Facebook, Instagram or X pages and tell us your favorite nappy changing tip. Don't forget to include hashtag Cuddlesome exclusive to PIP. Competition closes at midday on Sunday, 7 December. T's and C's apply at afternoonexpress.co.za. Since December is here, we're ready for Poolside Days. Karishma Bastey shows us how to create the ultimate poolside vibe with her must-have summer essentials from Pip Home.
Summer is all about sunshine, relaxation, and long pool days. Hi, I'm Karishma, and today I'm showing you how to curate the perfect poolside setup with must-have summer essentials from Pep Home and all the little things that transform an ordinary swim day into a laid-back summer oasis. Let's go create some summer magic. First things first, it's essential to have comfortable seating for poolside lounging. So I'm adding these two gorgeous poolside chairs to my deck. Pep Home has a wide variety of beach towels for adults and kids. They are bright, vibrant, and playful, perfect for drying off after a dip in the pool or a seaside swim. I was drawn to both of these beautiful prints. I absolutely adore the fun, bright cocktails and mocktails on this towel. And this one obviously has all the things that my daughter loves: flamingos, watermelons, ice creams, and good vibes. Living in Cape Town means dealing with strong summer winds. So you can imagine my excitement when I found this set of beach towel clips at Pep Home. These are perfect for clipping your towel to your beach chair to keep it from flying away. I love the beautiful bright colors and the adorable clamshell shape. I have a feeling these are going to be a game changer this summer season. They have a great selection of outdoor pads and cushions, perfect for adding a touch of warmth to your patio. Their prints and styles are so versatile, suiting so many different decor styles, making it a perfect addition for your seating needs. This summer shawl has the perfect summer palette. It's lightweight and soft to the touch, perfect for use all year round. I love creating little moments, even when I'm alone lounging by the pool. Pep Home has a great selection of picnic blankets, perfect for lying in the sun. I love using their melamine bowls and plates to create a little snack platter, and their outdoor glassware is perfect for sipping on a refreshing mojito. And of course, I never go anywhere without my Peppy. Carry your snacks and drinks in style with Pep Home's range of cooler bags. They are lightweight, beautifully designed, and offer great insulation to keep everything perfectly chilled. With a handle and shoulder strap, they're ideal for the beach, picnics, and adventures. These drink jugs are great. They have a beautiful glass design and a nice secure lid to keep anything unwanted from ruining your drink. Now that my setup is done, let me show you what poolside essentials I have in my bag. Another gorgeous beach towel, because you can never have too many. One of my favorite items for this summer season is this amazing bikini bag, perfect for your wet and dry bikinis. Another one of my favorite finds, this is a waterproof cell phone case. It keeps your phone protected from water but still allows you to use all the touchscreen features, making sure you're able to capture all of summer's moments. And of course, a great book is essential for any poolside lounging session. Create the ultimate simple, stylish, and effortlessly summer-ready poolside vibes with Pep Home. Whether you're hosting friends, enjoying family time, heading to the beach, or just soaking up the sun solo, these poolside and beach essentials will help you make every moment feel like a mini getaway.
From colourful poolside tableware to stylish outdoor serveware and towels, Pep Home has everything you need to elevate your poolside days this December holiday. Up next, Chef Mo shares deliciously creamy Cape Malay recipes and Richanisi shows off his exciting new range.
Make room for more staycations and poolside sips. Life's better with Pep Home.
Private chef, food stylist and food content creator Monisha Horn, also known as Chef Mo, brings her signature Malay-inspired style to the kitchen for the festive season. Her 3-course menu celebrates togetherness, culture and creativity, and with Nola Ultra Creamy at the heart of every dish, it's all about flavor and family this holiday.
Food is memory, and few cuisines capture memory quite like Cape Malay cooking. For Cape Town-based private chef Monisha Horn, the creative behind On the Table with Mo, food is also about sharing stories and connecting people. Today, she invites us to explore a 3-course menu full of flavor and feeling, where Nola Ultra Creamy brings indulgence and balance to every bite. Mo, what are we starting with? Please talk me through these beautiful ingredients.
So we are starting with our fish starter. It's a Cape Malay spiced fish, and we're pairing that with some beautiful sauteed asparagus. And of course, we're going to make a lovely creamy, lemony, Nola Ultra Creamy dressing. So first we start with our dust. So a little bit of normal flour, roasted masala, a bit of turmeric just for that color, and then we're just going to season that with some salt and pepper. Give that a good little quick mix, and you can dip our fish fillet into our flour mixture.
Mo, I know you cook a lot with Cape Malay flavors. What do these flavors truly mean to you?
For me, it's about sharing a little bit of my upbringing. These are the flavors that I grew up knowing. So even when you move out of the home, you still think back to that beautiful curry or that bready that your mom used to cook. And I thought, why not share these flavors with whoever visits South Africa?
Well, I think these are done.
That's looking fabulous.
Okay.
All right, let's make our beautiful Nola Ultra Creamy dressing. For that, we're going to need our Nola Ultra Creamy mayo.
Okay.
We're going to add a little bit of chives, a bit of chopped green chili, some fresh lemon and salt and pepper. For our plating, you are going to start with our asparagus.
Okay.
And we're going to top that up with a beautiful piece of fish. And then we've got a little bit of sambal that we made earlier. And then you are going to drizzle off with our beautiful creamy lemony dressing.
Now it's time for my favorite part. We get to taste.
Let's.
Those flavors are incredible, Mo, and the Nola Ultra Creamy really elevates that dressing.
I love how it all comes together, that fresh lemon, the creaminess, and that little bit of freshness on the side. For our mains, we are going to do a spice rubbed beef, and we're going to pair that with some honey, cinnamon, carrots, and a little bit of smoor on the side as well. And we're going to plate it up with some creamy mashed potatoes. So our spice odyssey continues.
I love that.
To start off our little spice mix, the star of the show, Nola Ultra Creamy Mayo. And we're going to go in with maybe also just like 2 tablespoons, and then we can start adding our spices. This is a smart little trick that we use to marinate the beef and also to carry those beautiful spicy flavors into the meat. And then when it cooks, it just amalgamates and becomes this beautiful harmony of flavor.
Mo, you are known for experiences that bring people together. How does food help to create community and connection?
For me, food is always the icebreaker. Even if you don't know anyone and you're walking into an event and there's food or drinks, immediately when you lift something up from that table, it creates conversation between you and a stranger. This is going to cook further in the oven. We've got some roughly chopped onion, and then we're gonna transfer the meat over into our pan. And we're going to pop that in the oven to cook for about 1 hour to 1.5 hours.
What's next?
Next, we're going to do our smoord. I do believe there are different terms.
Yeah, I would call this a chutney.
You call it a chutney. I think it's also called a bisto.
Okay.
Kind of sauce. Growing up, I just know it as a smoord.
It looks beyond beautiful, Mo. You have outdone yourself. Should we taste?
So let's do it.
The caramelization on this meat really makes the dish.
And who knew you could do this with Nola Ultra Creamy Mayo?
Honestly, I learned something new today, and it makes such a difference.
Really does. So for dessert, we are making a citrus brulee, and I'm gonna show you a little trick that I use with Nola Ultra Creamy. We're going to heat up some fresh cream, and that's going to cook the egg for our custard. So we're gonna need, not too much, you just need a tablespoon of the Nola Ultra Creamy. And what that helps with is to actually stabilize the egg custard as it cooks. Okay, perfect. As you can see, no scrambled eggs here because of that Nola Ultra Creamy.
It looks so smooth and silky.
Okay, now that our mixture is made, we're going to fill our little lemon cups, and then we're going to create what we call a water bath. So you're going to add the hot water around the cups, and that's going to bake in the oven at 160 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes, just until the egg custard has set. And the last part for us is to literally brulee. So we're gonna add a little bit of brown sugar. I love the caramelization that you get with brown sugar.
It's time to taste.
Let's get in. Ooh!
Yes. That is so fresh and smooth. Nola Ultra Creamy really did the trick.
It really did, and I'm happy with how it all came together.
From bright beginnings to rich soulful growth and sweet aspirations, Chef Mo's menu reminds us that each dish tells a story. And with Nola Ultra Creamy, that story is always smooth, balanced, and next level indulgent. Try a little creamy inspiration in your kitchen, because with Nola Ultra Creamy, each meal becomes a little more memorable.
Tonight, the ABSA Champagne in Africa Festival steps into its full scale. For the last 23 years, this event has shaped the way that South Africans experience luxury culture. But this is the moment that the vision meets the audience. It is a celebration of French heritage, African artistry, and a growing national footprint told under one story. Candice, you look absolutely phenomenal. What are you wearing?
The one and only Richie Mnisi. I mean, who else am I going to wear, Ayanda? Like, world-renowned South African fashion designer. I think I clocked it.
Absolutely, you definitely clocked it. Now, we are currently enjoying the 23rd edition of the Champagne in Africa Festival. Why is it so important for ABSA to associate themselves with a festival like this?
The reason we have really grown this is because we want to bring French chic to African luxury. We want to showcase how two worlds can come together and really showcase Africa's beautiful talent in every way possible. This year, we've partnered with Chef Wandile for like amazing culinary experiences, and Richie Mnisi for just amazing fashion and design. So it's the way we put Africa on the world map.
Why do you continue partnering with ABSA?
When we started in 2002, that was 23 years ago, we were talking about the wealth clients and the private bank clients, that this was a great way to associate special clients and VIP clients, valuable clients, with champagne. But it's a statement of excellence, a statement of quality, of world class in Africa. Champagne and ABSA. So it's a very special partnership, and I think it sort of says something. It's a glow of the two great brands.
Tonight's experience is a once in a lifetime. It's a Champagne in Africa festival, and what a better way to end off the year, to celebrate, to drink some champagne and to share your story.
Each year, this festival finds a way to outdo itself, not just by becoming louder, but by becoming more intentional. And if champagne has always been the perfect idea of refinement, then fashion is its perfect counterpart. And this pairing is being showcased today with Rich Mnisi, where he shows us that style isn't just about dressing the evening, it's about defining the mood. I would be completely amiss if I didn't ask you about the showcase that you put on tonight. Tell us everything about it, the inspiration. Tell us the Rich Mnisi version.
Well, the inspiration, of course, was Absa. And I really actually wanted it to be red. I was like, you know what, actually, this collection is going to be red and black and white because I just wanted it to be rooted in that. But also, it's really a story of the last 10 years because we turned 10 years this year. So it was really pulling on like the things that we've been doing in the last 10 years and looking at it from a lens of Absa, which was super fun and beautiful.
How do you feel that fashion is playing a role in creating the South African narrative about our culture on the global stage?
The whole creative scene right now, from the music to the fashion to arts, everyone is pumping right now. And it's rewriting stories, you know, because this is the first time that as Africans we can tell our own stories and we can tell them authentically. It's incredible what's happening right now. I'm so proud to be South African.
Jay, it's been an absolutely amazing event. For somebody that wasn't here to experience it themselves, can you describe the atmosphere tonight?
Very fancy, very luxurious, very grand, yet very relatable, full of love, a room full of good energy, great fashion, great food, and like some decent champagne, you know, 50 of them.
What sets this event apart from other festivals like it?
Today is all about celebrating the year, celebrating people's stories, celebrating their successes, acknowledging our challenges, but really just coming together to celebrate themselves. So it's a beautiful environment, people look beautiful, and it's really Absa saying to them that we see your story because their story matters, and as we say, your story matters.
This year's festival shows how tradition turns into legacy through the people that shape it, share it, and return to it. And with its expansion to the Western Cape, it promises to be an amazing celebration of beauty, artistry, and culture in its new home. Up next, Miss SA Kawekazi Mazaleni and Sarah Langa tell us what they're most looking forward to this holiday season. Welcome back, Mzansi. Now we are back with our special guests, Kawekazi Mazaleni and Sarah Langa, to pick their brains on all things festive for the holiday season. Ladies, we cannot talk about holiday on an empty stomach, so how about we dish up first?
Yes, let's go ahead.
Yes,
I'm
please.
starving.
We're going into festive season, and you know, every family has their own quirky traditions or something that they do every year that makes it feel like it's the festive season. Thank you, Sarah. I'll start with you, Kawe. What are some of those traditions that your family celebrates during this season?
So my older sister will always get a Christmas hat, and she's the only one who wears it.
Naturally.
It's not
seems
gifts.
so like her.
Yeah. It's not gifts or anything, but she's always got this one Christmas hat where in the morning it's on her head and we're all celebrating. So I feel like that's one of the biggest things in the household.
I love that so much.
How you know it's Christmas.
Literally.
And what about you, Sarah?
For us, it's cooking. Oh my gosh, like my sister and her husband are so good at cooking. And they're known to be the resident family chefs.
Absolutely.
So we already can smell the food from like 6 a.m. the morning of Christmas.
Yes.
Because they have these signature dishes from lamb to gammon. It's just, they go all out. My tradition personally is Secret Santa because I love gifts.
Yes, who doesn't? Who doesn't?
Let's never miss a Secret Santa. Every year it has to be a part of our tradition.
I love that. With my family, so Christmas is always me in the kitchen cooking. I'm the one that cooks. My mother's always like, oh, I'm so stressed for Christmas, but she's not. She's just cleaning the house while I do the preparing. But it always feels like Christmas because my father will always braai. I come up with the menu and I know I don't need braai meats in my menu, but he'll always insist on braaiing something and we end up having it the next day because there's far too much food cooked.
Golden.
And let's talk about memories memories. I'm sure that you have wonderful memories of this season with your family members. What's the first one that comes to mind, Sarah?
Growing up, I thought my dad was Santa Claus.
Yes.
Yeah, because he just had that like Santa Claus aesthetic, you know? The long curly hair with the thick beard and also really chubby. Like my dad had this really big belly. And every time I would see like any imaging or like, you know, marketing on Father Christmas, I was like, that looks like my dad. Like, why does Santa look like my dad? And it always gets so confusing, like, you know, when you get to the mall and you get those Christmas stands where you can take a picture with Santa Claus.
Yes.
And I'd always be staring at the guy like...
Somebody taking your
looking
job.
for some resemblance. Like, could you be my dad? And my family just played on it that like my dad was Santa Claus.
How coming to you with the same thing, your favorite memory of festive season?
So for me, I was probably 8 or 9 years old, but all the cousins from my dad's side of the family and my mom's side of the family had come together.
Oh, that's always the best.
100%.
Yes, I can already see the commotion.
Exactly. And as a child, you're so excited, but it was so beautiful because a lot of my cousins hadn't been to the beach yet.
Oh.
So we all went to the beach together and were swimming in the ocean, and it was just this day that was filled with so much joy and so much laughter, so that's always etched in my mind.
Oh man, that sounds so beautiful. Now, we've been talking a lot about past festive seasons, but let's focus on the one that we're headed to right now. What are you most looking forward to?
I think the biggest one for me is just seeing my family, but this year is an exciting year because 2 of my little nephews, we have Mkiti season, as Xhosas, yeah. So they're going in for initiation, and obviously we're going to be celebrating them as a family. So I think that for me is one of the biggest things I'm really excited for.
Besides the fact that you're also Miss South Africa, and it's the first festive as Miss South Africa.
That's true.
Just remembering to add that.
Put that in there. Just to put that in there.
I feel like it still hasn't settled in for her. And for you, Sarah, what are you most looking forward to?
For me, it's celebrating Christmas outside of my home and extending it to my business.
Oh,
yeah, so I'm hosting this year's Chosen Family Christmas in my showroom.
Oh.
So it's going to be interesting to see like a commercial space turn into a home and have all my favorite friends and my family there.
Oh,
yeah, so I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Now, we are quarter to 2026. Next year is around the corner. So what are you most looking forward to next year? Starting with you, Sarah.
I would say definitely growing my business because it's a fairly new business. Like I said, we're celebrating Christmas there because I call it my baby.
Yes.
It's my firstborn baby, so just seeing my firstborn baby grow and hopefully turn into something major for the country, you know?
Well, it will definitely happen. I fully believe in manifestation.
Yeah.
So I can see the business growing already, and I feel like I believe that.
Thank you.
Kawe, what about you? Next year, 2026.
So for me, I'm really excited to just be partnering with a lot more multilingual authors, illustrators, and really just creating more inclusive books. I think even as this year's progressed, as Miss South Africa, we've started.
Yes.
So it's going to be so exciting to see the work that we're doing in 2026.
Yes. Oh, and we all look forward to it. You know, I'm a pageant girly through and through, so I'll be living on your page as well as Miss SA. And Sarah, I can't wait to see your business bloom. I'm going to be looking at your page for more than just fashion inspiration.
Thank you.
Ladies, thank you so much for joining me this evening. You've been phenomenal.
Thank you so much for having us.
Of course.
It's been great and the food's amazing.
Thank you. Say it louder so that they know that I can cook, Sarah.
Listen, best biryani I've ever had.
And thank you all so much at home for joining us. And remember, you can catch us every Tuesday evening at 6 on S3 with repeats Sunday mornings at 8:30. But for now, Mzansi, good night. We'll see you again next time and happy holidays.
Bye.
Another feel-good production.